Hi, I'm Shuichi Murakami. Welcome to the Designing Landscape Form series. In the previous episode, we learned how to design dynamic landscape forms by paying a close attention to the three directions: vertical, horizontal, and depth, and by deciding the shapes and positions of three-dimensional elements accordingly. In this episode, we will focus on transforming two-dimensional shapes into three-dimensional compositions. Have you ever wanted to move beyond the simple placement of familiar elements and enrich your ability to imagine space? Here you will expand your vocabulary of spatial forms by learning how to turn 2D shapes such as point, line, and plane into 3D compositions. Among the basic two-dimensional shapes, let us begin by exploring the potential of the point. Here on this plan, you can see 9 points. From this simple drawing, what kind of three-dimensional space can you imagine? Let's try to draw it in axonometric projection. It could be 9 cylinders all with the same height. Or perhaps the cylinders vary in height. They might even be floating on water, gently rising and falling with the waves. Or maybe they are not cylinders at all but spheres emerging from holes in the ground. Next, let us explore the potential of the line. Here on this plan, a single meandering curve is drawn. From this simple drawing, what kind of three-dimensional space can you imagine? Let's try to draw it in axonometric projection. It could be a thin wall that undulates like a wave. Or it might be the edge of a step sustained by retaining walls marking a change in floor level. Or perhaps it is a water channel lined with evenly spaced columns. Finally, let us explore the potential of the plane. Here on this plan, a single triangle is drawn. From this simple drawing, what kind of three-dimensional space can you imagine? Let's try to draw it in axonometric projection. It could be a floor surface raised above the ground. Since it is not parallel to the base plane, its shape looks different from the original triangle. Or it might be a roof floating in the air. Again, because it is tilted and not parallel, its shape also changes from the original triangle. Or perhaps it is a wedge-shaped hollow in the ground, where the right side connects to the floor plane and the depth increases toward the left. Now let us explore the potential of combining points, lines, and planes. Here on this plan, we have 9 points, a single meandering curve, and one triangle. From this drawing, what kind of three-dimensional space can you imagine? Let's try to draw it in axonometric projection. It could be a space where cylinders of equal height, a thin undulated wall, and a raised triangular surface intersect with one another. Or it might be cylinders floating on a water surface with waterfall, and beside it is a wedge-shaped object rising upward. Or perhaps it is a scene where a meandering plate ascends together with spheres, while a wedge-shaped hollow in the ground reveals an underground passage that continues as a winding path on the hollow. These three-dimensional spatial compositions derived from simple two-dimensional shapes are only a few examples. The possibilities of transformation are limitless. What kind of three-dimensional space would you imagine? When you engage in this kind of exploration, you may want to learn from outstanding dimensional forms. I mean two-dimensional forms. For example, among the abstract paintings of the early 20th century, those belonging to the movement known as constructivism painting show how geometric shapes dynamically interact with one another on the canvas. Researchers have also pointed out that pioneering modern landscape architects of the 20th century drew inspiration from abstractive painting as one of their visual sources when attempting new design. For those who are interested, I recommend reading the references shown on the screen. Here's the summary. Two-dimensional shapes contain limitless potential for constructing three-dimensional space. By observing a two-dimensional drawing and letting your imagination take flight as you transform it into three-dimensional space, and by repeating this exercise as much as possible, you will be able to expand your vocabulary of forms. In the next episode, we will learn methods for designing indoor and outdoor spaces as an integrated whole. By understanding the connection between inside and outside in geometric and visual terms, we will discover hints for creating a richer spatial experience. See you in the next episode.